Digital identity and real world self. I think the ways I differ is in my real world self, I'm very outgoing. I know who I know. I like who I like. I know what to expect. I know how to put a smile on my face and make others feel comfortable. When it comes to my digital identity, I tend to feel more cautious. I feel more like I'm constantly being watched and constantly need to make sure I'm promoting myself in a decent way because I never know who's going to see it, and I'm very cautious knowing that it's going to stay on the internet forever. I also feel like in the blog we read that I do depend on it a little too much. Like in the first blog segment, the gentleman, Mr. I believe his name was Ryan or Rayner. Yes, Mr. Rayner. He spoke about how, you get up, you're not ready for that office head space yet, that space to focus. So you notice you have a message, so maybe you jump on Facebook. When I wake up, it's exactly what I do. The first thing I want is to just do something silly. So I check to see if I have any messages. I like to communicate with people. My favorite thing about digital technology and my digital identity is I tend to use it more for a one-on-one aspect. I like using Facebook and Snapchat and email and texting on a private one-on-one basis rather than posting as a public or tweeting things or promoting things. To be honest, I still have no clue to this day how to use Twitter. Um, but at the same time, while I don't depend on it as much socially, I do let it influence and govern and shape me quite a bit when it comes to today, for example, I paid my bills and my gas with my phone. I forgot my wallet, so I used my Apple Pay at the grocery store, and I rely on my phone to be my alarm clock to wake me up, to remind me of when bills are due, to allow me to pay bills in just a few keystrokes. Um, I also was kind of blown away with the lady in the video digital life in the digital now. She opens up speaking about Sandy has wiped everything out, and in the midst of needing to gather essential things like water and food and getting it up to a certain floor because other floors have no power or other floors aren't accessible, she was still finding that she was trying to make sure she was getting certain places that did have power and had outlets to charge her devices. And that was back in, I believe, 2013, 2012. Imagine how much more we use technology now compared to then. Before, when people are really getting into using texting and chats and Facebook and MySpace and YouTube just became expansive because people are figuring out how to upload and utilizing things like YouTube to create their own businesses or promote themselves. And here you need to get water, but you're thinking about plugging in your phone because that's how dependent we have become on technology. That was mind blowing to me, and that kind of was like a slap in my face in the reality towards how much we do depend on technology. If I didn't have my phone, I couldn't have done anything today when it comes to just living my everyday life. I don't, however, feel as connected and alone as in the sense of the other video by Miss Sherry Turkey. While I thought her video was excellent and I thought the points were indeed extraordinary, we are at a point where people do tend to get together to be connected but alone. You see families sitting there out in public at dinner and everybody there is on their cell phone. rather than making eye contact and holding regular conversation with one another. And I just think to myself, how lucky am I to have grown up in one of the last generations that really did socialize face to face. When I go out to eat or when we have dinner here, I don't allow electronics to be on. I think that my digital identity has given me an online performance, but luckily, my real world experiences have given me that time that I need to space it out of my life as much as I use it in my